if I needed to go to the hospital, I would take it. But if he invited me to his house for a cup of coffee, I would have to say, thanks but no. Because the process of his influence would begin there. First, I'm going to like him, because he's kind, benign, sincere, and normal. In many ways, what happens when I like the unbeliever? I begin to see him humanly and not in the light of the scriptures and their admonitions. Because I like him, I'm going to start tolerating him a little. His false teachings and his worldly practices would be avoided, unmentioned, ignored and altogether overlooked. The problem with tolerance is it leads to acceptance. Once tolerated, they are now accepted as if they were something of no consequence. When my brother comes and sees me living with my neighbor the fake pastor, he asks me, "Hey, Mitchell, what are you doing? Don't you know what this man preaches and teaches against the gospel, the Lord and God?" I would respond, "Oh, brother. He is a sincere and very kind man, he has a good heart, you should exaggerate, stop your drama, he is a good man." Now I not only tolerate his disbelief, I not only accept his disbelief but now I find myself defending his disbelief. That's the process. For this reason, God warns us against making unequal yokes. 1 Corinthians 15:33 Do not err. Bad conversations corrupt good customs. That's what happens when we ignore the principles of biblical separation. Do you think that the homosexual agenda has cemented its place in our country? How did that happen? Because 30 years ago the homosexual community was only preaching tolerance, just tolerate us. Don't judge us. Don't condemn us. Tolerance. Now, there are churches that claim to be Christian who is defending the rights of homosexuals to marry among themselves, promote their agenda of having the rights to associate with children, adopt children. Tolerance, acceptance, defend, and it ends with practicing your practices. Proverbs 1:10, My son, if sinners want to deceive you, do not consent. Vs. 15, My son, do not walk with them. Remove your foot from its paths. 416. First, we must not help the wicked, we must not love those who hate Jehovah because the scriptures admonish us not to do so. 2. Helping the wicked always has unforeseen consequences. Jehoshaphat made an alliance with the evil king Ahab, and then Ahab asked for military support from Jehoshaphat. 2 Chronicles 18:2, and persuaded him to go with him against Ramoth Gilead. What happened is Jehoshaphat wanted to consult Jehovah and Ahab called for his false prophets, 400 of them, but Jehoshaphat searched for a prophet from his God and Ahab, although he did not want him, agreed to call the prophet Micaiah. The prophet came, and was admonished to prophesy good words that agree with the 400 prophets of Baal, but in the end he could not and said according to the word of Jehovah, King Ahab was going to die in the field on the same day. Vs. 4-26. King Jehoshaphat made an alliance with King Ahab because he was expedient, thinking